Is there some cute intro I can do? What happens in the movie? Well, I was gonna go.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
like,
well, I can do that. What the hell?
do you have a sock?
Do you have a pie? No, you do. No, just kidding. You have a pie? Okay. Here we go. No, I'm not going to do that. That's just wrong. Yeah. Someone will take the video and put like a CG thing in and upload it again. Forget it. Okay, here we go. I'm introing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was trying to think of a cute. I can't think of a cute. We don't have a sock. Well, he's got one, but it's on his foot.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the sock.
So I can't think of a cute intro, so I guess we'll just intro it. Here we're the Huge Movie Fanatics, here to do a review of American Pie, 1999, I believe. Yeah. So I remember being, hanging out with friends at the time, and I was, how old was I? 22, and this kid going, this guy going, oh man, I saw this movie. He was probably describing the drink, the alcohol beverage scene or something like that. These movies, I can take them or leave them. I like the ones from the late 70s, early 80s because I like Chevy Chase, because I grew up with that stuff. Chevy Chase, what's his name, Bill Murray, that kind of stuff. I mean, these are, there's two kinds of, well, there's more than two kinds, but primarily there's movies and there's cinema. And American Pie movies are the perfect definition of what are movies. Movies being, cinema is like Citizen Kane, Lawrence of Arabia, pretty much anything Hitchcock. So American Pie is a perfect definition of movie, which is kind of, movie to me is like mainstream. It's here this week, then it's gone, replaced by some other movie next week. So, I never saw this, I don't think, until the sequel came out, until 2001. I wasn't interested at the time. So, when the sequel came out, I'm like, oh, okay, they're doing a sequel, let's see what this is about. Because I don't really get into a lot of stuff until, if they make it a second one, I'm like, okay, people must like it, let's see what it's about. Yeah. And it didn't, still, gross out humor isn't really my thing, and it never will be, that's that. So, I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world. I can kind of, and the whole thing about, well, especially when you get older, it's just like you roll your eyes. Like, I understand that every person goes through that phase, which is now when you're my age, or even necessarily even your age, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. But it's understandable because everyone goes through that period, But when you're watching it as an old geezer now, it's just like, oh God, But I mean, I guess they're a good outlet for actually young people the same age and the same predicament about that kind of thing or whatever. I thought it was kind of trashy that they made this pack just to fuck. But actually, the thing that ends up coming out of it, which would probably, maybe in some cases, really happen, which is, I really like the thing that happened with, and for me, I think Oz is probably the best character in the whole. The thing that happened with them, when you start the movie, it's like, God, this is just crap. But you're surprised by the end of it, how the writers and the people involved actually did have some sense of, wow, that's kind of cool, the way that happens. And now I'm assuming they screwed. Did they screw? But I thought it was the coolest thing in the world that he's like, no, not this day. He says he did, right? Yeah. Because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to, take. He doesn't want to. What's that word? Exploit. Yeah, exploit it and be like, yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I got it, man. Like Stifler,
Yeah, exactly.
And I gotta tell you, watching the stuff now, because after I saw the fourth one on video, I watched them all again, and it's just like, oh my God. The good old days, and it's just like, wow, And I thought when I was gonna see American Reunion in the theater, because when I saw trailers for that on YouTube, I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, because it's like Scream. The same thing is like Scream happened, which is you got a trilogy from the late whatever 90s into the zeros, and then you have some years, not as much time, but then you do a fourth, and I'm like. And the idea of American, not that we're talking about American Reunion, but is very, I'm getting off to American Reunion. But anyway, where was I going? I don't want to branch off to American, what I was getting at is when American Reunion was coming out, I was like, God, those characters, I remember that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I was talking about. I guess what I'm talking about is now I look at the first two movies or the first two movies because it's been so long now, and nostalgic in a way, even though I didn't really care about them at the time. So, like I said, the movie kind of does redeem itself towards the end, and what I like about it is that it starts off like a brainless, gross out comedy, but then it almost inevitably what's going to even happen necessarily in real life, which is humanity is going to find itself like they started all four of them are going to just get a girl, fuck her, that's it. But life intervenes, kind of like life finds a way from Jurassic Park, and things happen, like the kid ends up with the kid's mom, Stifler's mom, and all that kind of stuff. It's interesting to see it unfold completely unpredictably, which actually is very realistic in that way. So, continue.
The thing, like, I saw the movie when I was like 13, 14, so it was like the age range that they were like shooting for, like it's rated R, but they're clearly shooting for young, like 13, 14.
And that first scene is pretty funny.
Yeah, and the opening of the movie is genius, and I was like, oh god, that was hysterical. It's so awkward. It's awkward. It's really funny. I loved that opening scene. And then you're right. It goes down like these are just the most shallow of shallow teenage boys.
And this movie sucks because of it. And
and you're sitting there. But the beautiful thing happens is there's character development and character growth for all four of the characters. The one who tries to maintain his shallowness throughout the whole thing is Kevin, which is weird because he's not really a shallow guy. He's like forcing it that he wants to be so shallow, and he changes. And I like that. Like Eddie K. Thomas, his character.
Who's that?
He's the Finch. Finch is the one that just sort of goes with the pack, but he's not really. Like, he's just sort of like, yeah, okay, let's do it. I got an idea, and he just starts promoting that he's like insanely big, and stuff. I liked that Oz just sort of finds like a sensitive side to himself, and he embraces that. He's trying to be Stifler, but he realizes he's not, kind of thing throughout the thing. And I like that Jim. Like Jim's a really likable character, and I really like. I mean, everybody's sort of meant to relate to him, and. I really liked him. I liked that he had a positive home life and all that kind of stuff. The thing that I really liked about the movie, though, is with comedy you have a tendency that you want to sit there and be like, ha, like laugh at the characters, and like a lot of movies, especially now, force the characters to do things so that the audience will laugh at them because they're bad, either bad people or they're like some sense of comeuppance, and you have that character in this with Stifler, but the movie like caters to the characters in a positive way. It puts them in funny situations because the situations are funny, not because we're meant to laugh at them. Like it treats the characters like in a humane way, sort of in a roundabout way, and that's what I really liked. And like it treats the characters with care, which is what I like. I just saw the movie The Campaign, which does not treat its characters with care.
I don't imagine it does.
And something like that, it just sort of irks me. But these characters are treated as if they were like real people, and I like that. So I give the movie 3 stars. I really quite liked it, and I liked all the little side characters, even somebody as small as like Sherman, or somebody as small as Michelle, who goes on to become a very integral character for the series.
Well, yeah, I think Michelle was a great, a great character, but also what ended up happening is, probably actually very realistic, and I liked everything about that, where it was just like, I don't know if he had been asking, did we ever see him ask anyone else?
Yeah, just Nadia.
Did he ask Nadia, or what happened?
Yeah,
oh no, it was that screw up, that thing, so that maybe he didn't feel like asking anyone after that.
Yeah, pretty much.
He probably, so anyway, the Michelle thing, really worked out well, I think. And there was a lot of things that actually worked out well, and it starts, like we were saying, it starts really like, oh god, this is just going to be crap all the way through, and it's very interesting how it evolves into something where the characters almost, as they're finding themselves, you find them.
Yeah. I liked all the characters in it. I liked all the actors in it. Like, this was a strong set of, like, performers for those roles. Like, I mean, some of them don't really have a whole lot of talent outside of that character kind of thing. But like, I've seen Alison Hannigan. She was the reason I saw the movie, because I'm a fan of hers.
Who's that?
She was Michelle. And, like, she can play a lot of different kind of varied roles. This is unlike any character that she's played before, and I really like that. But then you have somebody that's sort of more like, I don't know, the Tara Reid's best friend.
Oh wait, Tara Reid's best friend. Oh, you mean
yeah. She doesn't really play anything outside of that kind of role. Tara Reid doesn't really play a whole lot outside of that role either.
Oh boy.
Or Jason Biggs for that matter. But like, they were all so perfectly cast for this, and I really liked that. So.
You done?
Yeah, 3 stars. What do you?
2.5.
There we go. That's
American.
the first slice of pie.
Yeah, the first slice of pie, or also known as American pie. Actually, it's not known as first slice of pie at all.
No.
Necessarily, is it?
No.
American Pie Review. Thanks for watching, and get yourself a piece.